December 19th. Today would be my grandmother's birthday. Nowadays, I feel like I should be really quiet. It's hard to be quiet as a spiritual person. That's what you need. Everybody has their life, and they need to be quiet to start hearing all kinds of things, to be able to hear. To be able to hear your own inner calling and your own higher purpose, I guess. And I've had so many experiences. It must be a lifetime of experiences, but I have just awakened to. I've had some intense ones. Being contacted by the AEiOY tribe. It's spelled EWE, and it looks like you, the way we spell sheep, but the way that they say it is AEiOY. And of course, it's kind of a play. You know, they're a tribe who holds a vibrational frequency on this plane. They're an old people, timeless actually. They are not only on this plane, but they are space beings and highly benevolent, and it's mainly women, all women actually. And so I was kind of taken and shown some things. I was downloaded during, I had an astral travel experience. They made it totally me aware of astral travel, and I was going through some things, and anyway, AEiOY, you know, it's like a way, there is a way, there is a way, or go away. You know, the trippy thing about that experience is it was confirmed through my iPhone that these people contacted me. It was after the very first experience. I had been whisked up into outer space on a blanket of energy, and there was tons of music, and they were chanting a name. They were chanting A6369 REAlm OCETT. A6369 REAlm OCETT. And the thing that they kept repeating, when it got solid into my perception that I was being lifted by this blanket of energy that had nothing but this most intense rhythm that was 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. And whenever I do this, whenever I say this, I swear that experience brought me so many things. It's still happening today, that it's bringing me so many things, the downloading and contacting and understanding, as far as really, yes, the interfacing system that is the English alphabet sent from outer space by benevolent beings has been hijacked, and it's converted into weaponry. And so this is going to be all straightened out, and through people just getting messages and being able to straighten things out. So getting back to this experience with that rhythm, and whenever I sing that rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It gives me so much energy. The thing that I went through, see, it was not easy. physically it was not easy. I was being downloaded, and I wasn't getting any sleep, and for some reason I could not eat, and I did not eat or even drink water or even smoke my herbs. I remember it was around, I don't know, I lost track of time, but it was around about 8 days of going through intense downloading and experiences of basically begging for my life because I wasn't sleeping, eating, or anything. And they kept healing me. They kept just, they understood that I was going through something that I could hardly handle when they are contacting me. And at the same time, I'm asking them, please help me with my daily life here. I cannot do this at the same time. Of just, I need, there were snowstorms going on, and I have chickens, and I have to get wood, and then I have to feed myself. I have a daily practical routine here, and that was like, it was like I was just worried about my health because I wasn't getting any sleep or eat or water. So they just said, watch this, and it went from my feet. I remember I was at the foot of my bed, like praying like a little baby, you know, um, please help me, give me a break. I did ask for restoration. I was like, can you please give me enough energy to just do what I need to do today? Because all of this stuff was going on and happening overnight, and getting downloads. And so they said, oh, you need some help with that? And they restored my body from the feet up, and they made sure that I felt it. It was from the feet up. Went all the way up. Ding! Chang! And then I was like, I'm not imagining this. I feel amazing. I feel like I can bust a pine tree over my knee right now, and I'm gonna go take care of my business today. And I had the most tremendous amount of energy, really, really trippy, trying to contact people. I gone through this thing, and see, I contacted some people up here just randomly. It had snowed. And so I got in my car, and I was doing these designs of the road. I was just, but I had to take care of some things. So, but then, yeah, this was happening where I would just kind of, I had to go do things in my daily life during nights of being abducted here and going through astral travel. I cannot keep track of the time, and I can't really remember every single thing that they were trying to tell me. I remember when they told me about the REvERSE rule. There was a lot more that I understood mathematically about it. It's pure math that they're trying to tell me, and it's really the sensation of energy flows. And I understood it so much, but you see, they were trying to tell me something more intricate, but I just popped out of my bed. My bed was right here at the time. I just flew out of bed, and see it. See, with this learning about the symbol system of the English alphabet, I pop up and I go to my phone, and see, I was still kind of entranced to what they were trying to tell me. I woke up and ran too early. They love me, but they know that I'm kind of Aries rising, who, just spontaneously I get excited and I jump ahead with it, and maybe I don't have all the information yet. I'm just excited, but that's precisely kind of what happened. But they continued on. I got on my phone, and I remember they were showing me something now, something that has to do with the word abbreviation. They were showing me the art, or the way that they abbreviate in the decoding part of the word. It's part of the birds in the word. Second dimension conveying, that is quite comical. It's interesting. It's very playful. Because that's what we're here to do. They call it the meadows, the middle dimension, which is this plane where the biosphere here, the human is here, and well, you call them sheep in the meadows. You know, what I was downloaded with this kind of lingo. This is how they speak uh, of it. Of this plane, of this earth, is the second dimension. It's the bodily dimension, and we're accessing mind and mind. Um, Cartoon mind, and then the mind of God, which involves, it's hard to tell, but I always say this space in between your nose here, it's called reality. It's an application. You can say that it's an application, like just like on your computer, that we are all able to tap into. We are all here whether we like it or not. You can call it our common sense, because every truth that is the same for us is available there. But to see, there's it's highly scientific what's happening here. There's a misunderstanding about this plane and everything. So getting back to this tribe that I got to know, they it's a I see, I'm supposed to go to Africa. It's not over 3 years yet. They told me in 3 years I must. And what I gathered is it's just basically you have to escape America. And see, this is the thing, is I'm here to tell you, if you're experiencing these downloads and stuff like that, and it's kind of hard, but see, I'm pretty sure all of our lives are like this. Our real lives are such that, like Tesla said, he says, my brain is just a receiver. I'm not thinking, it's a receiver. See, how do these people how do they get their information as to how to do anything? They don't just come up out of the blue, wake up, you're downloaded with information, and you go invent a light bulb or something, or you do a certain thing, and it's like, there it is, thank you. Yes. And some people would say, oh, that's spiritual possession. It's like, um, okay, but it's a good thing when you're expanding, and you're being downloaded with information that can actually help humanity. See, the thing is that the English alphabet is here to help maintain all of the organism, help them maintain their intellectual property and stay in ownership of their belongings, which is the entire cosmos, the universe, as well as the earth. And that it's set up, it's very interesting. I don't. I'm still being refreshed, and like I'm still trying to. Every scientist is still trying to understand the nature of this reality and what is going on here. And it seems that the real scientists practice meditation, and then they're getting their information. But see, this particular thing that I'm going through, and that I think all of humanity is going through it. I'm not an isolated incident about getting this information, and all these experiences. So it's definitely an initiation about, as far as these experiences, you're figuring out how to navigate it and not go crazy, really, to not think that you're crazy, to not judge yourself. And of course, every single person that you talk to is going to think, "Oh yeah, yeah," you're going crazy, and that was helpful, of course. And it's like those, you can't rely on anybody, and that's the trick. Is just you have found a reliable source that's beyond this realm, as far as what's informing you. And having said that, for me, it seems that I've had, see, when my mom died, the very day that she died, she showed me something. It was an experience that I had that changed my life forever. It's a real thing. You can check it out. Some people have written about this. Tesla speaks of the same thing that happened to him. And so ever since then, this was 2010. Ever since that, it was a crisis of going through so many changes, and I can explain it as experiencing miracles, a revelation, but at the same time, I was so weary. Going through these experiences is very destabilizing as far as how that the way that you think life is and everything, like, and who you are, and then why is this happening and everything. And so, but I'm also isolated. See, I've been highly isolated, kind of scary, but anyway, I have full trust in this life, whatever it is that's going on, that can you need to just trust this life, that it's a lot better than what because when I was born, I'm sorry, I'm skipping around now, but when I was born, I had this sense of, like, I can feel this impending doom, like, oh no, because there was I can feel it wasn't the same as when I was here last time. It was very different. There was literally, like, I can feel like a grid that's more clamped down onto the the land, is the best way I can say it. And then but the other stuff, like, I was dreading school, and I just did not care for school. I I They held me back in first grade because I just wasn't interested in reading. Isn't that interesting? I could care less for it. I remember, it's like this right here, this shit you're trying to teach me. First of all, I'm not interested in it, so how could you teach me anything that not interested in? And then so that was hard. And then so they held me back. They noticed that I was rebelling, and I just I don't need that. And the thing about reading and the way that it is, even bantering speech, it's it's a false information field, so you don't want it's the same as trying to see. It really is, you guys, when you shove a book inside of a child's face, especially when it's written all lowercase, you're telling them to watch meta. You're telling them to go into their mind. Now, it could be that, okay, God, this is so complicating, but let me just tell you, it's as good as just telling them to watch TV. Set it in front of their face and say, do this. So they're trying to force me to do that when I was in first grade. They hold me back from first grade. My brother gets so upset about that. I remember how upset he was that I didn't make it to the second grade. And I was like, what the hell do you care? Who gives a shit? This fucking experience is going to go on, and how long does this fucking last? But I remember my mom was gathering what I was asking, and she said, everybody has to go through this. I have to go through it, and it's just an experience, pretty much, is what she relayed to me. I'm like, well, oh, good. I love running home. I love going home after school. That's what I like about school. I remember just sitting there thinking the whole time. I think, okay, say, when are we going to share who we are, and what we love? There's some time or other that they're going to say, okay, so what are you guys interested in? What are you doing? And then whenever they did that, well, I didn't bother much until about the fifth grade. I showed them that I could play the piano, uh, but there was music class that came in, and that was interesting. So anyway, getting back to being crowned as Queen of Ghana, Ghana in Africa. There's a little, on the side of that is Tojo. There's a place called Tojo, and that's where the tribe resides, and nothing can touch them. It's kind of like with me here. They like me. Here, I didn't have any fences for a long time. Well, I have a fence in the back, but I'm not saying that I've warded off um, what I would say is unhealthy energy, yes. Like the coyotes. The coyotes and we've had an understanding that they don't go in my yard, and there's some way that I did that energetically. there's something, and in my life with people, see, people are bad news, right? They could be poison. They're narcissists, and stuff like this. And all my life, I mean, but recently it's been this thing, right, where because people have gotten so strange, right? With the C-19 announcement. I've been practicing this thing. That now I call it just love, the vibration of the higher octave of love, which is way beyond mine. You see, you can scare those that think they are a mind clean away by just being love. It's very, very hard practice, but I was kind of doing this. Yeah, is it over the last 4 years? Yes. Well, no. It was no. No, 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 no. It was right before the C-19 announcement. I was doing entrepreneurship and just one thing, kind of putting my egg in one basket, but no, I was also running my own like yard cleaning business, and but see, there was a kind of there's a, I don't know, a breakdown or something, but see, it was kind of getting weird, and up until then, now we have that announcement happen. Um, See, what I mean is that people, the vibration of people, it was hard. It's either you have to convince them with a card that you're doing good business or something like this, and they don't just experience things, and it's like, well, do you want it or not? I'm here, or that's just, and I take my time. You want to be friends? I was like, do you want to just get together instead of thinking that I'm trying to rob from you? I'm not. I'm providing a service. Give me the money. This kept kind of going on, and I was like, people with money, and we're trying to work with them for them, and we provide a service, and now you're being cloaked as a certain thing. It's like, no, I'm just a human being on this planet, and have you noticed we have to try to make money? Are you going to be there for each other? How do we do this transaction? I'm looking at it as just, I love you. I'm here for you. Because I live in the mountains. See, this is my advantage. This is my thing. It's almost like, yeah, I live inside of a little bowl, and we're a so-called community. Why not take advantage of the microcosm of, hey, we're here. Let's set an example maybe for the rest of the world. But no, the hot July that keeps creeping in, that says the World Trade Center over there is the best fucking thing to go to and get everything. Not handmade, but from China, I guess. And so then my point is, with this conversation, it was really hard to navigate now. Not that I'm doing any of that now. The enemy is full. I'm in full fucking battle of the enemy, which is the narcissist. I have avoided that shit. How? Making money. I notice it, and I'm like, I don't want anything to do with that, them, you, no. See, that was hard. See, I had to, you have to associate with people, and they could be stone cold fucking mental cases, narcissist, to make a transaction. And so the thing that I experienced there was typically over and over again, because I am who I am and they are who they are. And if it was a man to a woman, which it is, big trip happening there. And I'm like, whatever. And then so then my money would suffer, because they want something from me that I'm not going to give them. And then they just don't do business with me, because I won't sleep with them. That has happened with just a few clients, but I notice it very. See, that's not only with that, babes, you cannot have sex with every single person that's attracted to you and who genuinely falls in love with you, because you are achieved in love. See, I'm telling you, during that time when I was transacting and really trying to whip it up, see, there was something going on with humanity that was whipping it up. They were meeting each other. They were finding each other. I remember I was talking to we were talking for hours. This guy who was a 33 and I'm an 11, and we couldn't help, just can't help it. We talked for hours, and we're relaying information back and forth. So strange. Interesting person. He was a martial artist, taught martial arts, and he had some things in his in his building there, and that you can do exercises on. And so he was impressed that I could just lift myself up over and over and over. I can do pull-ups. I'm gonna do that one of these days in front of people on this. I think I could do a lot more of them than I ever could. I can do a lot more now than I ever could then, and it's because my body went through such a change when, you know, the Kundalini rises, and then you have your astral travel. Total rebirth, babes. I learned how to breathe. My breathing did change. I noticed that I don't go into the, well, I noticed that every once in a while, and it's just a glimpse, that I don't have a panic breathe. Everybody has a panic breathe. They're in the state of survival. They don't know that, see, when you go to sleep, you have a natural, see, people don't know that when you inhale, it's because you're relaxed. And see, the thing, when you die, the last breath that you take is an inhale. It's because your garganta, or your throat, esophagus is relaxed, and then the air rushes in, and you actually take a gasp of air. You don't let it. See, people think you just go and you exhaust out. No. See, when you experience a natural breath that isn't held down by the stress of your mind and all that, it's the most beautiful thing. You can start to experience it when you're awake. It's just like, it just takes over, and you go, you know how sometimes when you're laying there and you're breathing, or you're trying to go to sleep, and then I don't know if you experience this, but your breath, something will, you're not really breathing on your own anymore. Like it changes a little bit. It goes, it'll like, right? You kind of yawn, the yawn thing kind of, where it just, it wants you to expand. And that's a very, the yawn is a very spiritual thing, actually. If you notice it when you take your high dose of mushrooms, which, stop that microdosing. It doesn't make sense at all. If you really want to do something, you haven't done it before, and you really want to impact yourself, find a guide and eat as many mushrooms as you can tolerate in your mouth, at least a quarter ounce, and fry your brain out. You just need one. It'll change you for the rest of your life. But what it is, it's opening synapses in your brain, and it clears your head out. You will stop a lot of bad habits, and it's just the most funniest fucking thing. You'll start laughing. You won't believe that you can almost go to the ambulance hospital because from laughing too hard, your ribs might crack and your cheek will fall off. You are getting alarmed because of how painful it is just laughing. Going through realization, because anyway, what happens too also, I can't believe I'm talking about this, is that you start yawning a lot. When you start coming on, you're like, oh, you're just trying to get in, some. But really, you know what, babes? All you need is your breath. All you need is your breath. Some people, you hear them saying that, and I'm getting it. I get it now. I get it. But it's kind of a spiritually mature thing to say. And anyway, pardon me. Getting back to the there's a lot that I need to express about this experience. There's so many intricate little things that I went through. Includes battling other dimensional beings that do not want you to know anything about your breath. See, it's 4:45 in the morning. It's normal for me now, and it's so beautiful. I mean, really, to be up at 3 in the morning, really, it's the most beautiful time. 2 in the morning, after having slept 3 hours. And, you only need 3 hours of sleep because your body is resting. See, that is if you're not caught up in the mind's illusion, and you need that full-on stepping away from. See, the realm is here as far as the interdimensional interaction. So you don't have to go to sleep to go there, to be in contact. That's and see, then you're just resting your body when you do sleep. Your body needs rest. It needs to rest, restore its cellular system and everything. with light. It happens with light, and it's really hard to stay disciplined here because our bodies are bombarded with poisons. They, there is something that wants us on a lower vibrational frequency, and they do it very well. They have. We're gonna expose all of this stuff, babes. There is such what's going to happen though? There's going to be a lot of wars. There's going to be a lot. It's not just going to be people going to court. It can be that people go to court, and I'm hoping that that's what really can happen. That people just realize that. Did you know? See, I'm here to tell you that there's a system already set up for the entire global population to start. Now, I'm talking about the inorganic and the organic team. That's exactly what this is about. See, the AEiOY, or the eWE tribe, which is just we. Really, they are really into the we. It's not me, he, she. It's we. The way that that they rhyme things. The way that, see, this tribe, when you go into the heart of their territory, they don't talk with each other. They don't chatter. They sing. The men sound a little bit different than the women, and when it's an oscillation that's going like this, as far as the vibrational frequencies, and it's the most beautiful sound when they start interacting and talking. They don't talk much. They don't see. They don't need to use their voices, but what they're doing is singing. It's a reminder. It's all it is. When they open their mouth to say something, they're aligning each other to something. It's kind of difficult here, and you might need that, but telepathy is what's happening. Transparency is really what's going on, because you're not so mental. It's not so confusing here. And it's obvious. We all know what to do here. We're all the same. They taught me this. They showed me some of this language, and I can't remember it now, but there was a way that they say, I am you and you are me. There's a way that they say it through the vowels. And I'm not even going to attempt to say it, but my friend who was close to me at the time, I kept coming to her, and she could care. I mean, it's not that she can care less, but she has her life. What's weird is that she had some information. She's also a shaman. She had some information about it. She said, "Oh no, she kind of, because she studies Black heritage and stuff like this, and that's what this was in Africa." And I'm not a prejudiced person, babe. We are all a tribe here. There's black tribe, yellow tribe, red tribe, white tribe, brown tribe, and we're all supposed to meet up and have a click-in on a very benevolent scale level of understanding of what's happening here, which would include our origins, which is outer space. And that's constantly being thwarted, because you can find in history that people have all tried to, that the Indian tribes here in North America are like, they were ready. They're ready. Because they're shamanic too, and they know, oh yeah, you're here. Okay, hi. They're actually now it's being hijacked. Whatever the plans are that see how we're being downloaded. Well, some people have different ideas as to how to do this. Say like, well, how to use money. See, money is another thing that's coming from outer space. And we're going to be able to see, it's such a blind spot as to what is it doing. Although we think it's part of the fucking periodic scale of elements. We can't live without it. We can't have creation without money. And it's like, no. And let's wake up to what it really is. It's something sent from outer space to try to do something that will help keep. See, the thing that they put on it says, in God we trust. But that needs to change. See, we don't know what God is, but we have to go for a feeling, and that's what the human organism is. That's their key. That's what Abraham Hicks says is, The key is joy. Joy is the key. Joy is the key. Because everybody wants to know how you be successful here and how you, you know, it's a feeling that you're going for. You want to feel good. Everybody forgets that when they're on the freeway running for their careers and how they think they have a job or something. It's like, did you feel good at the end of the day? Did you really accomplish something? No. You are working for a warlord that wants to make everybody feel bad. And it's hard to see that anymore, right? It's hard to see that you're being held captive and you're doing something that is so inhospitable. And having said this, babes, I hope to God that I find my way into Africa to the place that I keep imagining. It's like, why isn't it like that? Why aren't we helping each other? Why isn't it just steady? Why do we have to get up and run just to get some food, and then we have to go up to another place and relax? It's a vacation time, and it's like, that doesn't make sense. Why isn't your life beautiful? Why isn't it easy? Why can't you just handle those words? It's easy. Life is easy. If you can't understand how easy it is, don't have children. Stop.